everyone, welcome to day 3 of the 100 Heads Challenge. It's been a journey. It's not going too bad. I'm still enjoying myself, so that's good. This first drawing is actually of like a little girl. It's kind of creepy. She's supposed to be looking down and kind of peering at you from kind of like almost glaring at you, looking up. I should have used the triangle method that I mentioned in my last video, because I feel like I could have definitely made this look a little bit more like she was tilting her head down based off of that method. But overall, kind of a cool one. I like the way I did the hair, and I like the hatching that I did on this one, and you'll see, not in this spread, but my next spread, how much more hatching I focus on and how much I really like that. Alright, this is drawing number 22. I enjoyed how I mapped this person's face out. It is pretty funny because not that I meant it to be this way, and the actual person I drew doesn't really look like him, but I will admit this ended up looking a lot like Jack Sparrow. So I think my brain was like, Jack Sparrow's in my visual library and has some of the same features, and I was like, I'm gonna draw Jack Sparrow. But I really liked how this one turned out, actually. I think the proportions are really fun. The nose is like my favorite part, and the hair was really fun to draw. I think overall I need to just really focus on the eye width, because I think that's kind of what made it look a little different. There's just very minute changes that I should have observed, which in turn could have helped me capture the likeness of the original portrait. All right, here I go again with a male, and I think overall this one turned out pretty well. This is actually a famous actor. Let me know in the comments if you can guess who it is based off of my drawing. That would be really cool. He's supposed to be crying. I think I could have exaggerated that a little bit more. And I also will say I went real hard on the shaded cheekbones again. And I don't know why, I always want to draw that at such a dark value when my base value is so light. And I'm like, why did I do that? Why do I do that? Why do I think this is cool? But I need to work on that and observe that a little bit more. Overall though, I like everything on this, and I do think I captured him fairly well. I think I could do a better job, but I think I captured him fairly well. Let me know if you know who it is in the comments. All right, okay, number 24. This is where I really show that I do not know how to draw expressions very well. This drawing, I think, turned out better than I thought it would. Let's say that. However, still creepy. Still not quite right. I don't know what it is. I just cannot figure out how to draw teeth naturally. I've looked up a lot of different ways artists do it. I don't know if I just need to maybe be taking a little more time. I do think I drew teeth a little bit better on day 4. You guys will see soon. However, it's still not great. It kind of just looks weird. She's supposed to look really happy and have the hugest smile. And it kind of captures that, but it also still looks creepy. So if you have any tips for teeth drawing, let me know. All right, drawing number 25. I think I set this drawing up very well. I feel like I can draw side profiles very well, or it just comes more naturally, I guess. This was a fun drawing. This person had really exaggerated features, very big eyebrows, very big lips, expressive long eyelashes, and so that was really fun to try to capture. It's also a masculine figure, so I think it was just interesting to make sure not to push that boundary of like too feminine, but also he had like a lot of more feminine features like long eyelashes. So it was just really a test, honestly, and it was really fun to draw, and I think it turned out pretty well. The hair I don't like. I should have spent more time on that. I apologize. Drawing number 26. This was one of those drawings where I set it up very well. It was going well, everything was mapped out nicely, and then I kind of get to the middle of this drawing and I lose hope. I think this isn't right, and I think that mostly pertains to how I don't think I captured the likeness of the original portrait very well. And then I started adding the hair, and I added there's glasses she'll be wearing, and I think it honestly is a pretty drawing. I could have done better, but it turned out very nice in my opinion. Just didn't capture that likeness of the original portrait. Okay, this one is fun. This lady was more of a mature woman, so I'm not super used to drawing mature women, but her hair was really fun. She had this crazy expression on her face, which when I drew it kind of looked more like she's kind of like, ugh, like disappointed, but she kind of was making more of a face that was like, okay, and I think it turned out good. This next drawing is kind of similar to drawing number 26, where it turned out okay. It didn't capture the likeness I wanted, but it's a cute drawing, right? It's a pretty drawing. But yeah, still just want to work on capturing the likeness of the original portraits. Okay, and then this drawing, it's funny because I showed my partner and he was like, she looks very tired. Is she supposed to look very tired? And I was kind of like, I mean, yeah, actually. She had kind of these very, almost like they did makeup on her, like large bags under her eyes, and it was like dark around her eyes. So she is supposed to look this way, I promise. And overall, I enjoyed how I did this piece, except for the way I did her hair. I don't know what happened. I got very into the details of the hair, I think, when I really need to just focus on the shape of it and add a few intentional lines rather than multiple lines like I did at first. And then last but not least for this day, number 30, we have a male with a beautiful nose and beautiful lips and beautiful hair. And I think he turned out overall fairly well. I feel like with this view, I'm still trying to practice getting that proportion right for that. It's kind of a 3/4 view where you just barely see their other eye and eyebrow. But I feel like I could have worked on that proportion a little bit better with this. But overall, I'm happy with it and I'm learning, you know? That's what it's all about. Okay, y'all, that is a wrap for day number 3 of the 100 Heads Challenge. I think the spread turned out good. I would say I'm happy with about 80% of it. And with the ones I'm not super happy with, I definitely learned from them. So I always think that's a win as well. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.